1-year anniversary of us owning a Tiger Iguana.
What are you talking about?
Don't rewind, don't change the channel. This is a Tiger Iguana.
What's a Tiger Iguana? Because I thought this was a Tiguan.
Well, it won an award in some magazine, European, German TV show contest thingy. It is 2 words, German words, tiger and iguana. Whoosh! Tiger Iguana, Tiguan. I introduce you to the 2019
Tiguan.
We've already done a nice review. We're just letting you know how our year has gone with this car. So let's give them a little view of how beautiful this car is. And we're gonna give you a couple pros and a couple cons over this past year of owning this magnificent Tiger Iguana.
You gotta stop saying that. It seems wrong, guys. That's all I gotta say.
It seems wrong, but it's so right. I think they hit the styling very well. I think the lines, I mean, it's only a year old, but they came out with this style in 2018.
2018.
Now we're getting into 2020, and we got cars here.
Yes, we do.
Why don't we jump in?
All right.
And finish our conversation.
We will jump right on in.
Do people not understand that this is where Turn 5 does a lot of their filming? Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe they do understand.
I think
that.
we've made this
popular.
made that spot too popular.
It's a busy season right now.
It is.
Well, that was a very quick
Exterior
review. Everybody knows what it looks like. It's been out for a couple years. They have made since 2007 something like 6 million Tiguans.
Wait, can you say that again?
6 million Tiger Iguanas since 2007. In 2019, which is this year.
That's some crazy breeding right there.
It is. They made almost 1 million Tiger Iguanas.
In the year 2019 that
2019.
This came from?
Yep.
Wow.
This is not a rare car.
I didn't think it was, since I've seen so many of them on the road, but it's not as popular as for the numbers portion of it, I wouldn't have thought it was that.
No. It is VW Group's best-selling vehicle.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's a bestseller for a reason too.
And I can see why. It's really comfortable. It's familiar. Everything in here feels about what you get in all the VWs.
This is our third VW.
Yes.
We started with an All-Track. No, we didn't. We started with a Passat. We went to an All-Track, and now we got the Tiger Iguana.
And I've had one VW, which is the 2017 GTI I have.
We spent some time in a 2019 GTI.
Yep.
Or 2018, something like that. And it's all very familiar.
Every one of them you can use as easily as the next. They all have their own perks and what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like the socks in your sock drawer.
Okay.
You may have many different pairs, and some come up to your knees and some are down to your ankles, but they're all comfortable to you and all very useful.
Huh. That's very true.
I bet you didn't think about that analogy before.
No, I did not.
Some things I really, really enjoy. Well, look at that view, first of all.
That is stunning.
It's a good looking body of water right there. A few things that I really like about this car. I really enjoy the exterior styling. One con to go along with that is how gigantic the wheel arch gap is.
It seems a little bit too much, in my opinion, and I think your opinion. I know that people do lower them, but I just wish that VW from the factory
would have it a little bit lower.
Yep.
Because let's be honest,
This isn't an off-road
you're
vehicle.
not going off-roading.
This is a grocery getter for a mom.
And you're not towing anything either.
No.
Except for maybe a football.
I think you could pull a football. This,
Maybe a couple volleyballs.
maybe a participation trophy for all that.
But besides those things, you're not towing anything. So the reason to have the height on here, it doesn't need it. You could make it look really stealthy and really Darth Vader-ish.
I would like to see a Darth Vader Tiguan.
Maybe that's what we'll start calling this.
The Vaderon?
The Vaderon. I like it. All right, so I like the exterior styling a lot. Sans the wheel gap.
Yep.
I really enjoy the interior feel. The panoramic roof.
It's very, very big. It's very upscale feeling. All the interior pieces to this.
The white, creamish, something leatherette. I really like it. The con to that is
It's
it could be
leatherette.
a little bit more Audi-esque,
Yeah.
but for the Audi-esque-ness, you're paying another price.
This is a budget luxury SUV.
What I will say is these leatherette seats, in a decade from now, they're gonna look just the same as they look now.
But a leather seat will not.
And you gotta take a lot more care with leather seats.
You gotta actually moisturize them and stuff once they hit a certain age. It's a little underpowered though.
Okay. Speaking about power, we got 184 horsepower. That may seem like a decent number. It is not.
No.
I don't know if it's the way that the gearing is, or I don't really know. Or maybe it's how the all-wheel drive works. I'm not really quite sure, but 184 is not enough.
No, it's not. It really needs to breach that 200 horsepower mark.
For my wife, though, it's enough. It's ample.
Yes.
It is an ample horsepower, just not for guys like you and I. Like, on this windy section, it's not that fun to go back and forth because you're always in the wrong gear.
Yep.
And you don't have enough torque.
And then you ask it for its power, and
it just...
there it goes. It gave you some.
It's good. It's ample. It's just not as good as we would want it. What would Turn 5 want to do with the horsepower structure of Tiguan's? Let's just go straight Tiguan's. So you start with the Tiguan S, right?
Yep. I think that should get this engine.
Then you got the Tiguan SEL.
Jumping the SE?
All right, so you got the SE. What's the next engine we got in there?
I think that should be the Golf R engine.
The SE? Where are you gonna go?
Oh, I suppose the SE could be the GTI engine. That would make sense, you know?
How about like the S and the SE share the same one?
Okay.
And then you got the SEL, which has the GTI engine.
Which would be about 230 horsepower, which would be a bit more.
And then this, being the black edition, which is a special edition, has what?
The Golf R engine.
The Golf R engine. We call it the Tiger Iguana R. Volkswagen, if you need new marketing directors,
you got two geniuses.
call us up. So after a year of ownership, we wish that the power was a little bit more.
Yep. Everything holds up in here though really nicely.
It does.
You've had it for 15,000 miles.
We put a few miles on.
It just, everything holds up.
And we've taken a trip across country with it. And this car looks as good as the day that we bought it. We do take very good care of our cars and we wash them very often.
And I do remember that you got a sealant or something put on the interior seats so they would be stain repellent.
We did do that. More interior features. I like the start-stop button.
It's like a kid button.
Yeah, so your key's just in the pocket. Yeah. I wish that this auto start-stop, so when we get in the car, we hit the start-stop button. The next button that we hit instantaneously is the auto start-stop button. Now, for all you people who absolutely love every leaf on a tree and, you know, all the air that we can breathe. There maybe is a point to it, but I don't see the benefit in your car turning on and off so many times throughout the day.
I think it's hard on the engine.
I know there's a secondary alternator and that, you know, helps it out. I just don't think it's really good for the engine, and I honestly don't think that there is a gas savings starting and stopping your car over and over and over again.
I don't think, if there is one, it's minute.
Maybe in a bigger city.
Maybe if every single time you move 5 feet you hit another stop sign or stop light, then maybe there is a benefit. But
I guess for our driving purposes, there isn't a benefit. I wish that you could either turn that off permanently, or if you hit it off, it would just stay off until you turn it back on.
speaking of gas savings, this car, it gets decent gas mileage. In the real world, you've got your latest trip amount. It's gotten 24.8 miles to the gallon.
Give them a look at this beautifulness.
All right, it's gotten 24.8 miles to the gallon over 646 miles. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And we drive a little bit more aggressively than I think some of the normal population does. So you're probably going to average between this or a little bit higher. Maybe into the 26, 27 miles a gallon.
Yeah, probably.
If you're probably not really going to get 30.
No.
But you're not going to get worse than this.
No.
Because we drive a little bit harder than I would say the majority of the population does. I wish that you had like a, just for our purposes again, a traction control button.
And maybe link the launch control that the other cars have.
So why does the Tiguan R-Line not have launch control?
You know, I think it's because it's a mom-mobile.
Maybe
it's a
that's
very
the key.
fashionable mom-mobile.
It is.
It's just...
You say mom-mobile and that might like strike a chord with some people, but I will say, I have no qualms about driving this car. Yeah. I don't think it's like just, some cars are pretty gender specific.
Yes.
I don't think that this is one of those.
I don't think it's gender specific. I'm just saying it's a great car for that demographic.
It is. It is, because it has everything that they would want.
Yes.
What else we got in the interior that we like? Obviously all the controls on the steering wheel, they work flawlessly, right as advertised.
I like the gloss black steering wheel. I think that's really
I like that
pretty.
as well.
I also think about the need for Apple CarPlay.
I like the Apple CarPlay. The one issue that I have, and I have had this in multiple Volkswagens, is when you plug it into your phone,
what happens?
There are times when either it doesn't like link it.
Can we do that gesture again?
Link it?
Oh yeah.
You know? Or the volume will not work.
Yep. And to fix those, after driving it for a bit, you'll figure out your own little technique to make it work.
But it does, and it works well. I think
that's really, really
that
cool.
You can move in between your driving modes like this. And we have used the snow mode quite a bit over the last winter. I don't exactly know how it works because I am not an engineer, but it does something with the gearing slash wheeling slash
or the torque converter
shadoinkers, and it doesn't allow you to have quite as much power, and it just manages the system well and keeps you out of the ditch. That's what it does. It keeps you out of the ditch.
Nice.
With the shadoinkers.
Yes.
That's what happens. I'm glad that we explained that to our viewers. Back seats are gigantic.
They are. So I could fit back there with the seat all the way back in the front, and it would finally have just started touching my knees. And I guess with me being 6 feet tall,
there's probably more room in the back seat than there is in the front seat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like right now, my legs are a little closer.
Granted, you could move the seat back a little bit further, but there is a ton of room. And before we leave, maybe we'll sit back there for a second if we remember. We tend to forget a bunch of stuff.
The seats also recline in about 3 positions. I think that's the amount of notches it has.
Now, with the 2020, you would get
park assist,
which we did that. If you haven't seen in our latest all-track review that has the park assist, and it would do the same thing.
Yep.
You would get the headlights that articulate.
Yep.
What else is new for 2020 that you wish that you would have?
I think you get LEDs or HIDs, whatever, the upgraded headlights.
Yep, so we have LEDs for the daytime running lights,
Yep.
but not for the regular headlights. So there's only a few
changes
for 2020. So is it worth it to buy a brand new one or to get a year-old one? I would say a 2019 versus a 2020, there aren't that many differences to make it really worth it.
Unless you like sitting in a car that only you have driven.
And that's how my wife is.
Yep.
So we generally just go ahead and buy a new one. Trunk space, very ample. You could probably fit 2 Tylers in there.
2 of me?
Ooh, I will say, we're gonna pull over here in a second, and I found something during this quarantine COVID time
Yeah?
that I think Volkswagen missed the mark on.
What did they miss the mark on?
I'm excited to show you, and I'm gonna pull over here in just about a couple seconds, and I'm gonna show you. And you'll understand once I do this thing, you'll be like, yeah, that would have made sense if they would have done the other thing.
I think I've started figuring it out.
Don't tell our viewers.
All right.
Don't even whisper it to them. What else do you like about the interior? We've said the panoramic roof before, but I really like the amount of light it puts in and the tinting that it has. There's other manufacturers, for instance, GMC. It is like a regular side window. It lets in all the light in the world and your head will burn, especially this one.
Another thing I like about that sunroof is the shade for it. It's got like an aluminum looking piece that is on the front of it. It's just nice attention to detail, in my opinion.
I agree. All right, I'm gonna pull off here and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. This is a really long pull off.
Pause for dramatic effect. I'm just getting people excited.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Okay, here you go. Let's say that you do a Sam's Club pickup,
Okay.
a Target pickup,
Yep.
a Walmart pickup, an Aldi pickup, a Kroger pickup, a Rainbow Foods pickup, an L&M pickup, a Fleet Farm pickup, a Menards pickup,
No.
a Home Depot pickup.
Ah.
A pickup of some sort. Do you think that they understand?
I really hope they do.
Okay, so you got this contactless pickup, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just put it in the trunk. All right, put it in the trunk?
Yep.
Well, how are you gonna close the trunk? Look at this. It doesn't close by itself. That's a huge miss, Volkswagen.
That's a terrible miss.
Huge miss. So I gotta get out anyways.
Yep. Now you gotta walk around the back and end up right there.
And you gotta hit the button.
Yep.
If I'm trying to be lazy, I don't wanna get out of the car and hit the button and close it.
I don't either.
But look at this back, the trunk space. And you got the cargo protection system with the holder things. Other nice thing about the back seats, I really do like this. You pull this, seat goes down.
That's cool.
Super cool, super quick. That's it. Pop this one down. What do you think?
I think it's a pretty neat car.
1 year of ownership, I like it. We're gonna keep it. I would suggest purchasing one.
I would too.
Let it rip. All right, well, hey, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did,
Make sure to click like
And-
and subscribe.
and always do an awkward high five.
Woo!
Till next time, guys, take care.